welcome everyone to the first annual Aleph Institute Gala. The Aleph Institute was conceived by the Lubavitcher Rebbe. Aleph provides advocacy, support, and spiritual assistance to thousands of shattered families and to their loved ones who are in prisons and in mental institutions. Aleph is in contact with over 1,000 families on a regular basis and responds to over 10,000 requests for support every single year. Aleph's mandate also encompasses spiritual and physical assistance to over 3,000 Jewish soldiers in the United States Armed Forces in over 500 military installations all around the globe.
My student, my teacher, my brother, my friend, Mitch, to continually to be involved and continually to say, bring me those stories and those people who I can help to pull them out because they have no place else to go, and I'll be there. And that's a tremendous privilege. So I wanted to invite him to come up. I'd like you to join me in thanking him and honoring him.
My father always repeated, he would say, yours your mind, Bugler, yours your mind. And I wondered why. And it turned out that when you think about it, as a first-generation person, my father had the benefit of my grandparents coming from Greece and Russia, and everything was just one pot. The only way they made it in this country was to share. His courageous rescue of Jacob Ostreicher, an American unjustly imprisoned in Bolivia. A young rabbi, Zvi Byorsky of the Aleph Institute, began reaching out to anyone with influence who might be able to assist with his dire situation. Sean exerted enormous pressure on the Bolivian government, and in 2012, Jacob was released from jail after a hearing attended by Sean Penn.
Hope in Action Award presented to Mr. Sean Penn with profound gratitude and recognition for your exemplary life-saving work worldwide and for your selfless, courageous rescue of Jacob Ostreicher.
It's kind of occurring to me right now what a hero is. And we are drawn when we follow our truth. And a real hero is the one who's called the victim, the one in the hardship, who somehow keeps standing. And the real hero, like the significant hero in my life, is Jacob Ostreicher. Will everybody here tell him to stop saying thank you to me and tell him that I said thank you?
I'm going to speak to you from my heart because that's what Aleph does. It speaks from its heart. Many, many good people screw up. The jails are filled with bad people, but there are also a lot of very good people who are there. And they're basically alone. No one blames you when you get cancer. No one abandons you when you get sick. Your community doesn't shun you. They support you. The family draws closer. Talking to someone who's a fundamentally decent man or woman who've been stripped of their dignity, their family, their community, their faith, and they have nothing. And not for 1 minute do we worry about their dignity. And Aleph does. Aleph restores their humanity. And when Aleph shows up and gets them a menorah, and Aleph shows up and gets them matzah, or Aleph shows up and just says, hello, we're here, and Aleph sends their kids to camp, and Aleph takes their spouses and trains them and gives them jobs and gives them mortgages and gives them rent. It's amazing the breadth of this mitzvah. And my job becomes easier only because every once in a while a miracle happens and you meet a person like Zvi Byorsky and he saved a life. And it's not just one. I know 20 stories of lives he saved. And it's not just Mr. Ostreicher. There are 50, 75, 100 Ostreichers. And Aleph does it. And Aleph is there when you call them. Aleph tells me every couple of days that I'm not out there alone, and that Jews who are in the military, far away, in dangerous areas that nobody will get to and nobody will care about, Aleph gets there. Aleph goes to prisons that you have to fly into a town, you have to rent a car, and you have to pray that you can find them. It's a royal pain in the neck to visit these places, and they do it, and they don't get paid for it. Last year, they sent 85 children to summer camp whose father or mother were incarcerated. That's a gift of life to a child that's priceless. They believe in this mission. They believe in what the Rebbe told them their mission was, that no one should feel alone. And you have never been alone until you have been in the bowels of a prison. And they never say no. They're not always successful, but their effort is extraordinary. And it is no agenda. There's nothing in it for them except the mitzvah.
We become their extended family. Embarrassment, shame. Aleph becomes the significant lifeline to those families and tell them you matter.